Today on Gunbelievable, we're taking a look at the Sig Sauer P320. Now, normally on this channel we discuss famously terrible handguns. The P320 comes in your standard lunchbox style container and includes the mandatory lock, a chamber flag, a crappy holster that's missing from this one, 2 mags, and the manual. This manual is old, so it doesn't have the recently added warnings to not carry with a round in the chamber. It does warn that any firearm can fire when dropped. The technical term for that is a lie, but it's true for this pistol in particular. In 2017, it was discovered that if a dropped P320 landed like this, it could go off. In response, SIG initiated a voluntary upgrade program, which is like a recall but for weasels. The upgraded guns get a trigger with less mass to it, improving its drop resistance. This particular gun never had the upgrade, so I guess I better hold it tight. The P320 comes in tons of variations, and since it's a chassis system, you can swap grip modules and anything else to your heart's content. My copy's a compact model, totally stock. It's about the same size and weight as a Glock 19 at 33 ounces or 937 grams when fully loaded to the same 15+1 capacity. Picking it up, the grip feels a little fat towards the top around my middle finger. The texture's fine, it's neither too smooth nor too aggressive, but I wish it continued up higher because everything above the mag release is slick. The beaver tail feels nice, but man, check out how high the bore axis is. It's almost like they took a hammer-fired gun and converted it to striker-fired in the laziest way possible. Slide manipulations are easy, the serrations are just deep enough, and you also get some in the front. The slide release is ambidextrous, not very big, but easy to use. The mag release is well placed, and just the right amount of springiness. It's reversible, though not ambi. Mags drop free, though there's no pop to them. Sights are a basic 3-dot arrangement. Optics-ready P320 variants are available, but this isn't one. The trigger has no take-up, and the pull is very short. Because of its unconventional position, you have to use your offhand to pull it, and it's somewhat inconsistent with, sorry, my mistake. The trigger only has a little take-up, followed by a stiff wall that breaks cleanly at 6 pounds. Little over-travel. The reset is short and audible, though only mildly tactile. It's a step above what you get in many competitors, though not as nice as something like a Walther PDP. To disassemble the P320, check it's clear, then lock the slide back, rotate the painfully stiff disassembly lever, ouch, and pull the slide off. You don't have to pull the trigger, which is a good safety feature. The frame internals don't look that weird, except for this one pocket back here that seems needless and funnels dirt and debris right towards the sear. That can't be good. The underside of the slide looks really strange, with these 2 blind holes that I'm guessing are lightning cuts, because they don't seem to do much anything else. And there's this thin striker safety lever way at the back here, next to the striker foot. It's very different from what we see in most other guns. It's almost like they took a hammer-fired gun and converted it to striker-fired in the kludgiest way possible. Reassembly is the same in reverse, so let me do that real quick. Then function check, and that's weird. My trigger is dead, and my magazine won't insert all the way. That's because when you rotate the takedown lever, there's a mechanism that holds the sear down, letting the slide come off without a trigger pull. But I guess they couldn't figure out a way to undo it when you put the takedown lever back, so instead, the slide lock is the thing that sets things back to normal. If you just held the slide back during reassembly instead of using the slide lock, then the gun goes dead. And adding the mag block ensures that you can't accidentally walk around with a gun you think is ready to go, but actually isn't cocked and can't fire. These days, maybe that'd be preferable. Shooting the P320 is difficult, and by difficult, I mean it's getting difficult to find a range or training facility that hasn't banned them yet. But once you do, you'll find it shoots like any other striker-fired, polymer-framed 9mm handgun. There's a bit more muzzle flip on account of the high bore axis, but not much else to report. I've had better luck with reliability than the military did in its pistol trials, where this gun failed to meet the reliability standard with both military spec ammo and with SIG's custom-tuned ammo. Somehow it was picked anyway. It's almost like they took a striker-fired gun and dumped it on the military with the lowest bid possible. These guns are infamous for allegedly firing without a full trigger press. At time of recording, nobody's figured it out 100%, but there's so much worrying info out there, it's hard not to be concerned. The gun is fully cocked at rest, and the substantial slide-to-frame wobble some of these have could explain how the striker in the slide slips off the sear in the frame and flies forward uncommanded. Combine that with the broken, stuck, malfunctioning, or easily deactivated striker safety levers we've seen, and you have a recipe for a Swiss cheese model disaster. I recommend Shade Tree Armorer's video on the subject, linked below. This particular gun passes the slide wiggle test from Wyoming Gun Project and a couple other tests I've tried, but it does have early striker safety deactivation. The trigger has a very short take-up, and I don't even have to get all the way through that before the safety disengages and the sear becomes the only line of defense. So, while this P320 isn't showing the most worrying symptoms, I'm still a little nervous. So who is this gun for? Well, I think it's for Sig Sauer to get a foot in the door with the military, selling dirt-cheap pistols so they could later sell expensive rifles. And I guess it's also for any civilians or police departments who think mil-spec means quality, rather than lowest bidder. For everyone else, this would be a mediocre gun in its segment, even if there weren't serious concerns with it. If you're in the market for a handgun, keep in mind that your optic should be shake-awake, but your pistol shouldn't be. That's it from Gunbelievable on the Sig Sauer P320. Smash that like button, be sure to subscribe. If I get 1 million subs, I'll holster it.